Stop scrolling, because Harley-Davidson may have just created one of the most intriguing motorcycles to wear the bar and shield badge. The name is Deadwood, and if the 2026 Harley-Davidson Deadwood becomes the machine riders are expecting, this could be far more than another cruiser wearing familiar styling. Imagine a motorcycle built around the attitude of the American open road, but with a personality that feels darker, tougher, and more aggressive than the traditional Harley formula. The name alone sounds like trouble, and that is exactly why everyone is going to be talking about it. The big question is whether Deadwood represents a genuine new direction for Harley-Davidson, or simply a fantasy that has taken on a life of its own online. Before you believe every headline claiming revolutionary horsepower, unbelievable technology, or a guaranteed production model, there is something important to understand. Specifications and official availability should be treated as unconfirmed unless Harley-Davidson itself announces them. But that uncertainty makes the Deadwood story even more fascinating. What if Harley takes everything riders love about American 5 twin motorcycles and pushes it into something more modern, more muscular, and significantly more intimidating? Picture the first time you see the Deadwood rolling toward you. Instead of a motorcycle that simply looks like another Harley, imagine a silhouette designed to command attention from half a block away. A low stance, a long and purposeful body, muscular proportions, a compact cockpit, and a tank that looks carved rather than merely stamped could give this machine an identity of its own. The headlight could be sharp and modern, while still retaining enough traditional character to remind everyone exactly where this motorcycle comes from. Blacked-out mechanical components, thick wheels, aggressive exhaust hardware, and a minimal rear section could transform the Deadwood into something that looks ready for an outlaw road movie. And that is where the name becomes so powerful. Deadwood suggests ruggedness, independence, old American frontier mythology, and a place where survival matters more than appearances. Harley-Davidson has spent decades building motorcycles around that emotional connection, so a machine carrying this name would have enormous expectations to meet. It would not be enough for Deadwood to look good parked outside a dealership. It would have to look even better disappearing down a highway at sunset. But here is where things get really interesting. The engine. If Harley-Davidson were to position the Deadwood as a major new motorcycle, the powertrain would be one of its defining features. Riders would expect that unmistakable V-twin character, the deep pulse at idle, the immediate response when the throttle opens, and that mechanical personality that makes a Harley feel like something alive beneath you. Yet the 2026 market is demanding more than sound and emotion. Modern riders expect strong acceleration, smoother power delivery, better fuel efficiency, improved thermal management, and electronics that can keep up with the performance. That creates a fascinating challenge. Could Deadwood combine classic American 5 twin character with a thoroughly modern riding experience? Imagine twisting the throttle and feeling instant torque without sacrificing refinement. Imagine a motorcycle that can crawl through city traffic 1 minute and launch onto an open interstate the next. Official engine displacement, horsepower, torque, and transmission details should not be assumed until Harley-Davidson confirms them, but the expectations would be enormous. If the company really wanted Deadwood to shake up the market, the engine could be the secret weapon. Then there is the technology, and this could be where the Deadwood separates itself from Harley-Davidson motorcycles of the past. Modern riders are surrounded by technology every day, so motorcycles increasingly have to deliver convenience without destroying their character. A future-facing Deadwood could potentially feature a sophisticated digital display, smartphone connectivity, navigation integration, selectable riding modes, traction management, cruise control, and advanced lighting. But there is a delicate balance here. Harley riders generally do not buy motorcycles because they want to feel like they are operating a smartphone on two wheels. They want emotion, mechanical character, and freedom. The smartest approach would be to hide the complexity behind simple controls and intuitive interfaces. The rider should be able to choose a mode, check navigation, monitor essential information, and then forget about the electronics and enjoy the road. If Harley can achieve that balance, Deadwood could appeal not only to longtime Harley loyalists, but also to younger riders who want traditional American character without giving up modern functionality. Now let's talk about the riding position, because this is where a motorcycle can either become an unforgettable machine or a beautiful object that is exhausting after an hour. The Deadwood name suggests a motorcycle designed for riders who want presence, but presence does not necessarily mean discomfort. A well-engineered chassis could give the bike a commanding stance while maintaining enough ergonomic flexibility for long-distance riding. The handlebars could be positioned for leverage without forcing the rider into an exaggerated posture. The seat could be sculpted to provide support during extended highway runs, while the foot controls could balance cruiser attitude with practical cornering clearance. Suspension would also matter enormously. If the Deadwood is expected to be more than a boulevard machine, it would need suspension capable of absorbing rough pavement while remaining controlled when the pace increases. Braking would have to match the motorcycle's weight and performance as well. Nobody wants a motorcycle that looks aggressive, but feels nervous when the road becomes technical. The ideal Deadwood would feel planted, predictable, and surprisingly agile. A motorcycle that encourages its rider to keep going long after the destination stops mattering. And then comes the question every rider asks before reaching for the keys. What does it sound like? Harley-Davidson has built an enormous part of its identity around engine character, and Deadwood would have to respect that heritage. Imagine starting the engine early in the morning and hearing the exhaust note echo between buildings. The idle settles into a deep mechanical rhythm. The throttle responds with a sharp bark, and suddenly the motorcycle feels larger than its physical dimensions. Of course, modern emissions and noise regulations continue to influence motorcycle design, so the days of completely unrestricted exhaust systems are long gone. But character does not require excessive volume. A properly tuned V-twin can sound muscular, distinctive, and unmistakably American without becoming unbearable. If Deadwood delivered that kind of soundtrack, it could become one of those motorcycles people recognize before they even see it. That is the magic Harley-Davidson has chased for generations, creating a sound that turns a machine into an emotional experience. But perhaps the biggest surprise could be the motorcycle's purpose. Is Deadwood supposed to be a traditional cruiser, a performance-oriented street machine, a long-distance road warrior, or something completely new? That uncertainty is exactly what makes the concept so clickable. The motorcycle industry is changing rapidly, and manufacturers are increasingly mixing categories that once seemed completely separate. Riders now want motorcycles that can commute during the week, attack mountain roads on Saturday, and cross multiple states on Sunday. If Deadwood could combine those abilities, it might become one of Harley-Davidson's most versatile machines. Imagine leaving the city with the suspension absorbing broken pavement, entering a winding mountain road where the chassis begins to reveal its confidence, and then settling into an open highway where the engine effortlessly eats miles. That kind of versatility would give Deadwood a much larger audience than a motorcycle designed exclusively for cruising. It would also send a message that Harley-Davidson is not interested in being trapped by its own history. Of course, there is another issue that could determine whether Deadwood becomes a sensation: price. Harley-Davidson motorcycles occupy a wide range of the premium motorcycle market, and a technologically advanced new model would likely carry a price reflecting its engineering, equipment, and brand positioning. But riders will not simply ask, "How much does it cost?" They will ask, "What do I get for that money?" If Deadwood arrives with premium suspension, powerful braking hardware, advanced electronics, high-quality components, modern lighting, smartphone integration, and a distinctive engine package, buyers may be willing to pay more. If it simply repackages existing technology behind aggressive styling, the reaction could be very different. That is why the details matter. The motorcycle has to feel special from the moment the rider sees it, touches it, starts it, and finally takes it onto the road. Harley-Davidson knows better than almost anyone that motorcycles are emotional purchases. People are not buying transportation. They are buying an experience, an identity, and the feeling that every ordinary road can become an adventure. And here is the real reason the 2026 Harley-Davidson Deadwood story is so fascinating. Harley does not need to reinvent everything to make people pay attention. Sometimes the most powerful motorcycle is the one that takes familiar ingredients and combines them in a way nobody expected. The V-twin, the American cruiser attitude, the long highway tradition, the unmistakable styling. Then add modern performance, contemporary electronics, sharper handling, and a more aggressive visual identity. Suddenly, you have a motorcycle that could attract completely different generations of riders. Older Harley enthusiasts might appreciate the heritage, while younger riders could be drawn to the aggressive design and modern capability. That combination is extremely difficult to achieve, but if Harley gets it right, Deadwood could become more than another model name. It could become a statement that American motorcycle design can evolve without losing its soul. And if Harley-Davidson eventually confirms a motorcycle matching the Deadwood concept many riders are imagining, expect the internet to explode with debates over its engine, styling, price, performance, and whether it truly deserves the Harley-Davidson badge. So is the 2026 Harley-Davidson Deadwood the next big American motorcycle, or is it simply one of the most intriguing names circulating among motorcycle fans? Until Harley-Davidson officially reveals the machine and publishes its specifications, nobody should treat rumors as confirmed facts. But that does not stop us from imagining what this motorcycle could become. A dark, muscular Harley with serious torque, modern technology, aggressive handling, premium hardware, and enough personality to make every ride feel like an event would certainly have the potential to capture attention. And perhaps that is exactly what the Deadwood name represents, a motorcycle built for riders who do not want to follow the crowd. If Harley delivers the right combination of heritage and innovation, this could be the kind of machine that makes people stop mid-conversation when it rolls past. It could be the motorcycle that turns a normal commute into an excuse to take the long way home. So if you are a Harley fan, a cruiser enthusiast, or simply someone who loves motorcycles that make a statement, keep your eyes on this story. Because if Deadwood ever arrives exactly as imagined, the question will not be whether people notice it. The question will be whether anyone can ignore it.